What's happening, Menace? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, brother. Yourself?
I'm good. Do you know you were legend? I was in a band, Blackboard Jungle and Filthy Ritz, and we rehearsed in Hollywood and Western. And you and was it Pat were legends in that building? Do you remember Hollywood and
Yeah,
West? Yeah, you
I
remember
remember
that?
Blackboard Jungle.
Yeah, but you remember the studios, the Hollywood and Western studios?
Oh yeah, the billiards.
You did a lot of time there, right?
How could I forget? Oh yeah, we were there for years. We used to share a studio with Shotgun Messiah there.
Yes, and it was like triumphant that someone had gotten out of the billiards and were, in the video, that you two were in that video. That was incredible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it fucking launched our career big time. I'll tell you, that was the biggest explosion that could have happened to our band.
Yeah, and it was, and your band was Forgotten Child, right?
Yes.
Wow. Well, why don't you just drop? When did you move to Hollywood? Did you two move to Hollywood together? What's the story of your relation?
No, Pat came later. He's younger than me. I moved out there in '84.
Okay.
My brother was living out there going to GIT.
Okay.
And he had graduated and formed a band and needed a drummer. So I'd left school and I moved out to LA to play with him.
Right. Where'd you move out from again?
I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay. And it's
The Midwest. Misery.
I came from Jersey in '88. It's this culture shock, right? You just can't believe it, man.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
so you're from fucking Skid Row's hometown.
I saw Skid Row with Matt Fallon, the original singer, do 18.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Before Baz came over from Madam X.
Yes. I was there, and I saw my band was scheduled in high school to play with the premiere of Sebastian at Mingles and with Trickster, and the club burnt down the night before in typical rock and roll Shattered Dreams fashion.
That was pre-Doc McGee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw the whole thing. I did. I saw it was just because they played teen clubs by us, and Matt was incredible. But I saw Sebastian with my friend Jamie Scrap the first night and at the Park Villa in Staten Island, and it was just like, whoa, like rock god made. But it was big. They were like, to me, you guys were like the Nirvana baby. You were part of something, in the pool. It was like that's really when it settled in how big the band was going to be in that video.
Oh yeah. 18 Alive, pretty much that video just launched their career. I mean, from there on, they were huge.
Yeah. And I've heard things about a T-Rex shirt. Give me all the mythology of the whole video.
Well, that was it. What it was is my neighbor was this chick that I knew that lived next door to me and my girlfriend. Actually, she had a thing for me. So she hooked me up to go down there, and she said, bring down Pat. So me and Pat went down there, and there was like 100 people, and they lined them up on the street there. And Skid Row came out, and they walked up and down, and they came back. And Rachel looked at me, he goes, man, that's a badass shirt. Where can I get one? And I told him, well, shit, I can get you one up on Hollywood Boulevard. They had them there at I think it was called English Acid.
Yeah. No. British Imports.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was
yes.
it. That's right. Yeah. English Acid was a club that used
yeah.
I forgot. Yeah. And then Baz came up and fucking shook my hand. He's like, damn. And I was like, oh shit, this must mean something. They told everybody to go home. So me and Pat started walking, and the girl grabbed me by my shirt. She goes, not you, stupid, and pulled me in. And then me and Pat went inside, and that was it. They had picked us for the video.
Wow. Dude, how huge was that? Where you guys just couldn't believe what was going on?
It was huge.
Yeah.
But see, a lot of them guys that were there, they were kind of just like goofy.
Yeah.
Nerdy guys. And me and Pat, like, even before we went and got in the lineup, we were taking like the sugar from the coffee, and we were making lines, acting like we were snorting cocaine, and Bass would come in, he'd start laughing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just character that won it over, because the other guys were just sitting around all scared and shit, And we just had that rock and roll in us, and they knew that. That's what they wanted.
You truly were rock and roll street kids. I remember seeing you at Hollywood and Western, but you guys have had a volatile relationship for real. Like, art has imitated life with you two slightly, correct?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you guys fight, you guys like push it, right? It's been wild, right?
Well, he only sang on one album,
Yeah, yeah.
and then that was it. I got him in the 18 Alive video, and then we took him out on tour. And I mean, I don't really want to get into it, but it just didn't work out, and we had to let him go on tour.
Wow, wow, wow.
But you know, my brother was always the singer, and it just came back full circle, and he just took over during that tour, and we finished it out without Pat.
Yeah. Wow, wow. And how did it affect you? You're going around, people recognizing you from the video?
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, like I said, overnight we went from, well, we had a pretty good following. We could sell out the Sunset Strip and stuff like that, but I mean, it was just different once we did the video. Like overnight, we had 100,000 fans. We had a fan box on Hollywood Boulevard at a mailroom, and we would just pull sacks out every day and bring them to the billiards and read letters. It was insane. Wow. Because Jerry Miller at the time, she was in the band, and she would just she'd put us in every single monthly magazine. There'd be something about Forgotten Child. I mean, she was just on it. Yeah. And that would just get kids and girls to keep writing in. And pretty soon, a year later, we had girls, writing from Russia, places, the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, where they're not allowed to listen to metal, Yeah, yeah. It was crazy, I mean, it was almost like rock and roll stardom.
Wow. And were you a big fan?
Big piece of it.
Big fan of Skid Row at that point? Were you fans when you got the video?
No, I didn't even know who they were.
Oh, wow.
I remember a band, Skid Row in Hollywood, and they had to change their name because Skid Row came out. But I remember they used to play the Sunset Strip, and I thought that's who it was. I was like, these guys? And then when I got there, it was like, oh no. And I figured out. Then when Doc McGee walked on the set, I knew this was some real shit, because I mean, he did Kiss, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Peter Creed,
Wow. And did you have any acting experience, or was you just rolling?
Oh, yeah, I did acting on the side during music to make money. Okay. Extra. I mean, I never really got commercial. I got a couple commercials, but nothing that anyone would remember, and they don't even play anymore. They played back in the 80s. Yeah. But I was more of a musician, so
Yeah. And what are you up to now? And does it still affect your life, the video? Does it,
Oh, yeah. People contact me all the time, tell me it's their favorite video of all time, and that and they wish I didn't get shot or something like that. Girls are just like crazy like that.
Man.
Every time you get shot, I start crying. I'm like, okay.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And what are you up to now playing with, you're obviously a lifer with music like myself. What are you up to now with music?
Well, I'm in my studio right now trying to record a new album. My brother died 2 years ago, and we were working on a new album, and he passed away. So now I'm just pretty much doing it on my own.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah. So are you finished?
I'm playing all his guitars and I got musicians to play with.
Right.
And they're going to play on this, but I'm kind of doing it an homage to my brother. I'm going to kind of do like a Trent Reznor and play all the instruments, and then have other people come in and collaborate on it.
Any of his tracks you're going to be using?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
are you
definitely?
What are you calling it?
The Long Ride Home.
Wow. That's a good one.
That's going to be the song I wrote for my brother, because he's on he took the long ride home, and I won't see him again until I get on that highway and we're riding our Harleys together.
Yeah, I love that. Beautiful, man. Do you talk to Pat at all anymore, or?
Oh, yeah, he lived here.
Oh,
I had to send him on his way. I guess you missed that on Facebook.
I know. I didn't. I tried to just. No. Oh, tell me.
Well, I don't like talking about people, so I probably shouldn't say anything. But he is on medication, and he quit taking it, and he kind of popped a screw, and then he attacked me, and I had to defend myself, and then I had him arrested, and then they put him in a mental facility for like a week, and then now he's back home in Florida.
Okay. No, that's terrible, but obviously it's
Well, he's
wild.
been like that for years. I mean, that's the thing. That was another thing that we dealt with when we were on tour, is violent. You know, he would get violent to people, and it's like, you know, we weren't about that, man. Forgotten Child was like, a cool band. You know, we loved our fans. I mean, once we started getting a bad reputation, it was like, we can't have this, you know, because
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how.
And as you get older, it's almost like rock and roll. My friend Dean Del Rey said this: rock and roll becomes Vietnam. Some guys just don't come back from the battle. I mean, we're still in the battle. Some guys are like guys that just never came home. They came home, but they're still over there. You know, they just get shot out. It's a wild thing.
You got that stare.
Yeah.
It never goes away.
Yeah. What were you
That's
into?
a good way to put it. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, that's Dean's. It's true. No, because it's, you know, when we were kids, we'd see guys that were back from Vietnam, and you go like, whoa, something's eerie there. Something's not right. You felt it. And now you see some rock guys that are just like, wow, that's, you know, it was so innocent and just a big party when we were down. I mean, it was dirty Western, but it was a party at the same time.
Oh yeah. And then the Sunset Strip in the 80s was just out of control.
It was, yeah, just like nothing like rock and roll was everything. That's what it was. There was no kids now are into a few different things. In the anime, music, that it was everything. We were lifers, man. Our lives, everything you did was dedicated to that.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, you found a stripper and she took care of you, and you just jammed every night and played gigs.
Yeah. And that, Hollywood and Western is a movie in itself. Remember Gary Von Carnig from Switchblade? Yeah, I'm in Switchblade, buddy. I will be your favorite band. He ran that place. That crazy Gary,
crazy Russian. Oh my gosh,
he was nuts, man. I mean, I don't know if you, but now looking back, that was pretty crazy.
You heard what happened to him, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's for another show.
Okay. Cross-dressing or something crazy like this. I think no.
Oh no. He was running girls from Russia into America, and he got busted by the FBI in that house he had up above Coconut Teaser.
Yes.
Remember his house? He had the
big
giant recording studio. It was a beautiful studio. He sunk all that money in it and everything. Yeah. Well, we didn't know where he was getting his money. We found out when the FBI kicked the door in there.
Wow. And that
probably shouldn't get into it too much.
No. The good part of that house was that I remember was Axel and Guns lived there for a while, and he had to kick him out because the lady upstairs would stomp because they were too loud, and Axel took a broom and would hit the ceiling, and Gary got so mad.
Yeah,
man. Well, this is huge, man, and I love that you're still on the musical journey, Menace, and how huge to have you here talking about this video that's so iconic, and just thank you, man, for your time. I love talking about this.
Yeah, man, I love talking about it.
And send me
any questions about behind the scenes. I can fill you in.
Why don't you give me something? Why don't you give me something about behind the scenes? Something good. Give me the best one, man.
Well, the best one was when Wayne Isham came in the second day of shooting, and he goes, "Hey, man, we're going to blow up a car today." And we were like, "Right on, cool." And then he handed us guns.
Real guns?
Oh yeah, but they had blanks.
Right.
Yeah. We had a 38, and then they had filled a car full of TNT. And that was that explosion at the end when me and Pat do the high five in front of the flaming car.
So that's not CGI. That's a real car blowing up.
Oh yeah, because back then they didn't have that. That was 88.
Wow. And where did you film it? Where was it filmed at?
I think that was before they even did any of that computer graphic shit.
Yeah. And where'd you film it at? Where'd you film this at?
Downtown in the warehouse district, because That's the only place they could blow a car up was in this warehouse. And they had to have a certain fire permit. And then the fire department showed up, and it was like an abandoned building. And we blew it up in the front parking lot.
God.
And a lot of the video, like when we're in there kicking in doors and smashing shit. And then the jailhouse, they built the jailhouse inside that warehouse.
Oh, man.
So they put the bars up and all that. That was, I guess Hollywood had been using that for years, but that's like a warehouse downtown abandoned.
Right.
And that's what it was. They said, actually, I think it was attached to the old Los Angeles jail from like the 20s or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And that's what it was. And we went in there, and that's when, you know, like Pat's got his arms through the bars, and then we all put hoodies over our heads and everything, and they shot it over and over. So you can see it's like me in 4 different positions with 4 different costumes on. So it looks like the whole row of inmates.
Wow.
It's funny.
Was
you
the
really
band,
look at it, it's funny.
was the band there a lot when you guys were doing your shit?
Oh yeah, man. Bass was there every day. The whole band was there at the end when they blew the car up, because they wanted to see that.
Yeah.
And then they blew the car up, and then he shot me. And they kind of, because they had the energy going, and the band was there, and everybody in the band, Skid Row, came up and shook my hand and went, "Man, that was awesome, dude, the way you died." And I was like, "Right on, cool.
Oh,
Glad I could do it for you guys."
amazing. And
It's the whole time Wayne had scripted this shit out to do, and I just started doing shit on my own, like all the shit, like pushing the gun away, you know, and giving him that smirk and shit like that. Wayne finally, he just threw the pages out, and he goes, "Just go with it, dude. This is awesome."
Love it.
And he just let me run with it, and all that shit was avant-garde, you know. I was just throwing it together.
That's awesome.
And it came out great.
Wow. And how many days did you shoot it?
2 days.
2 days. Okay.
Yeah.
And then from the day you shoot it, how long does it take it till you see it on MTV?
Oh, that was quite a process. And actually, the first one, they used a blood bag.
Yeah.
And when he hit, my guts went and blood came out.
Yeah.
And I guess MTV or somebody, whoever it was, told him, "Oh, we can't play that. That's too graphic."
Right.
So they had to redo the video.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So most people don't remember that, but the original that came out and then they took it down had the blood bag.
Did you have to reshoot it, or did they just have, they had the footage?
They had the footage.
Oh, man.
They just took the blood bag out.
Yeah.
They did, you know, because when I open up like this, that's before the blood bag. They just show that, and then he zooms into my face, and you don't see.
Man, that's incredible.
And then I make that facial expression because, instead of going and reshooting it, because they didn't want to do that.
Yeah,
It costs money.
Incredible. Well, before we get going, man, I want to know, where can people get your music, or you want to send me links or let me know when your stuff's out? I'd love to hook them up with any of your social media. Where's the best way people can find you and your music?
Forgotten Child on Facebook.
Okay. So the band, so that's where the best place. All right. I'm going to send them there. And when you do your record, The Long Road Home, please send me links so I can send people to it.
Oh, yes, I will, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, man. Well, Menace, hang out so I can say goodbye, and thank you so much for your time,
no worries.
man.